If a man's ego depends on always being right or always being admired, he's not living from a place of power. He is living from a place of panic. Yesterday, we heard a story about a guy who became so angry from losing to a woman in squash that he absolutely was incredibly abusive and toxic to his girlfriend. And his girlfriend ended up blaming the person and saying, "You shouldn't have emasculated my boyfriend." Look, and here's the bottom line. So many of us men were raised intrinsically, right? Nobody ever said it to us, but we just learned as though through osmosis that in order to have love and value, we needed to be in control, right? That control is power and power is love. And the issue is when we live this way, it is an incredibly delicate tightrope walk for many of us as men, right? And there has emerged this critique from our communities about fragile masculinity, about fragile men. And I think the idea, right, the feedback for us to hear as men is, here's how we're coming off. Everybody in our ecosystem has to be just so, and then we're the nicest guy on earth. I'm the kindest person on earth. But the second that I'm not in control in this certain kind of way, then you're going to get the horns. How dare you make me look stupid, right? And the truth is, living on this razor's edge of patriarchal masculinity is incredibly precarious. So as men, what are some things that we can do to step out of that fragile version of identity and into a much stronger sense of self? Step one, I would say you need to connect to your real experiences of receiving and giving yourself unconditional love. Where were those moments in your life where you felt loved just for being you? Step two, practice some acceptance and acknowledgement about all the ways that you are absolutely out of control in your life. Can I make a gigantic and thorough list of all the things that I'm totally out of control about, list them out, take a look at it and say, I'm still lovable, life is still worth living, that I do exist as a whole, happy, sound, lovable, worthwhile person, even alongside the fact that I am not in control of tons of things. Something I tell men all the time, right? The fact that you're not in control, that's actually the good news. How many wonderful things come into my life every single day, specifically that I wasn't planning, or maybe even that I was trying to prevent, right? And so the truth is, control in my life is not the highest good. It's kind of a spiritually immature way to approach my life. Step three, can we practice some gratitude for the moments in our life that have humbled us? Can I make a list of the moments when I was humiliated, defeated, disappointed? And maybe for some of them, maybe not all of them, but for some of them say, that was actually really important in my maturity process, right? So those moments of being humbled by life, by others are not a curse. They're not a bad thing. There can actually be a really beautiful way of looking at our life when we can give gratitude to those moments. Look, here's the bottom line. The Saint Bell Hooks said that you can have control or you can have love. The issue is you can't have them both at the same time. And this is where so many men are ripping apart at the seams. Let me know in the comment, which of these three steps do you need to work on the most, or does the man in your life need to work on the most? And if you're a man who is ready to stop going it alone and you want to expedite the growth so that you can enjoy your relationships and step into a richer and fuller life, I have a whole bunch of programs and ways to support you. Check out the links in my bio. And as always, if you found this helpful, share, comment, like, and hit follow.